Buddha's teachings, chapter 3, part 3. Those who have received glory in Buddha's land. Swamavati, the consort of King Udayana, was deeply devoted to Buddha. She lived in the innermost courts of the palace and did not go out, but her maid Uttara, who had an excellent memory, used to go out and attend the Buddha's preachings. On her return, the maid would repeat to the queen the teachings of the Blessed One, and thus the queen deepened her wisdom and faith. The second wife of the king was jealous of the first wife and sought to kill her. She slandered her to the king until finally he believed her and sought to kill his first wife, Swayambati. Queen Swayambati stood in front of the king so calmly that he had no heart to kill her. Regaining control of himself, he apologized to her for his distrust. The jealousy of the second wife increased, and she sent winged men to set fire to the innermost courts of the palace during the king's absence from home. Swayambati remained calm, quietened, and encouraged the bewildered maids, and then, without fear, died peacefully in the spirit she had learned from the Blessed One. Uttara died with her in the fire. Among the many women disciples of Buddha, these two were most highly honored: Queen Swambati as a compassionate spirit and her maid Uttara as a good listener. Prince Mahanama of the Shankya clan and a cousin of Buddha had great faith in teachings of Buddha and was one of his most faithful followers. At that time, a violent king named Birudaka of Kosala conquered the Shankya clan. Prince Mahanama went to the king and sought the lives of his people, but the king would not listen to him. He then proposed that the king would let as many prisoners escape as could run away, while he himself remained underwater in a nearby pond. To this the king assented, thinking that the time would be very short for him to be able to stay underwater. The gate of the castle was opened as Mahanama dived into the water and the people rushed for safety. But Mahanama did not come up, sacrificing his life for the lives of his people by tying his hair to the underwater root of a willow tree. Utpalavarna was a famous nun whose wisdom was compared with that of Modgalayana, a great disciple of Buddha. She was indeed the nun of all nuns and was always their leader, never tiring of teaching them. Devdatta was a very wicked and cruel man who poisoned the mind of King Ajatashatru and persuaded him to turn against the teachings of Buddha. But later King Ajatashatru repented, broke off his fellowship with Devdatta, and became a humble disciple of Buddha. At one time, when Devdatta was repulsed from the castle gate in an attempt to see the king, he met Utpalavarna coming out. It made him very angry, so he struck and seriously wounded her. She returned to her convent in great pain, and when the other nuns tried to console her, she said to them, "Sisters, human life is the unforeseen. Everything is transient and egoless. Only the world of enlightenment is tranquil and peaceful. You must keep on with your training." Then she passed away quietly. Angulimal, once a terrible bandit who had killed many people, was saved by the Blessed One, and he became one of his disciples. One day he went begging in a town and endured much hardship and suffering for his past evil deeds. The villagers fell upon him and beat him severely, but he went back to the Blessed One with his body still bleeding, falling at his feet and thanking him for the opportunity that he had come to him to suffer for his former cruel deeds. He said, Blessed One, my name originally was no harming, but because of my ignorance I took many precious lives, and from each I took a finger. Because of that I came to be called Angulimalya, the collector of fingers. Then through your compassion I learned wisdom and became devoted to the three treasures of the Buddha, the Dharma and the Sangha. When a man drives a horse or a cow, he has to use a whip or a rope, but you, the Blessed One, purified my mind without the use of whip or rope or hook. Today, Blessed One, I have suffered only what was my due. I do not wish to live, I do not wish to die, I only wait for my time to come. Modgalayana, together with the venerable Sariputra, was one of the Buddha's two greatest disciples. When the teachers of other religions saw that the pure water of Buddha's teachings was spreading among the people and found the people eagerly drinking it, they became jealous and applied various hindrances to his preaching. But none of the hindrances could stop or prevent his teaching from spreading widely. The followers of the other religions attempted to kill Modgalayana. Twice he escaped, but the third time he was surrounded by many Hitans and fell under their blows. Sustained by enlightenment, he calmly received their woes, and though his flesh was torn and his bones crushed, he died peacefully. Hari Om Tat Sat.